Hi, and welcome to Melodies of Life. I'm your host, Anna Enka. Today's episode is about infidelity. Have you ever been infatuated with someone? It was if they could do nothing wrong. They made your heart beat so fast, you just knew they were the one. But then things started to unravel. This perfect person disappointed you. You began to see that they weren't so perfect after all, and it really bummed you out. For some reason, you imagined that they would be all positive and no negative, all support and no challenges. The reality of who they really were didn't match the fantasy of who you wanted them to be. This kind of imbalanced thinking has been the death of many relationships and marriages. I know I'm guilty of it, been there more times than I care to admit. Fidelity and monogamy often prove to be a highly challenging aspect of some unfulfilled partnership. Infidelity makes you feel like you're not enough, you're not worthy of love. Also, your self-esteem goes from high to low very fast. The worst part is the chronic stress, anxiety, depression, and mistrust of others after the event that lasts for a very long time for most people. So it's worth taking the time to understand what influences people to either conform with this expectation or not. Let me state plainly, there is no such thing as being true, faithful, or committed to one partner. Only true to one's own highest value. Kind of complicated, but let me explain this. People are not loyal to other people. They only appear to be faithful or committed to their partner when their partner's actions are in some way fulfilling their own highest value. What is most important to them. Relationship may start out romantically, right? But they also remain utilitarian. That means that they strive for pleasure and happiness while avoiding discomfort or unhappiness. The reason why is, you see, all people have a hierarchy of values and they are more committed and trustworthy when it comes to their highest value being met, and less so when they are not. Let me explain. Every human being has a set of values, priority, which they determine how they perceive things, how they make decisions, and how they act in the world. These values influence what they like or dislike, or attracted to or repelled by, what opens people up or what shuts them down. At the beginning of all relationships, people would normally balance out others' unique values. As an example, if a woman values security, she will value a mate that brings business, leadership, and financial security into her life. Would you agree? Then we have the man. If he values beauty and influence, then he would value a woman who brings physical and social power into the relationship. And that's what he's attracted to. Would you agree? Going forward, and the relationship matures, if one partner begins to sacrifice their highest value for their more empowered partner, there will be imbalance. And when it becomes extreme, the relationship becomes stressed and vulnerable. Whoever has the most power of the partners in that relationship often wants more freedom and may seek out alternative options. Whoever has the least power often wants fidelity, meaning marriage and monogamy to them is a high priority. The spouse who is empowered in most areas of their life is generally successful in their career, will have their health, being physically attractive, educated, and very articulate, and generally considered a person who has their life together. Would you agree? On the other hand, the partner who has become disempowered, who abandoned their own career and financial independence, gave up their dreams to opt for a dependency role when married. I am so guilty of that. That person is going to experience an extreme polarized imbalanced empowerment in the marriage, and it doesn't last. It will end up in a divorce. The partner who is most empowered may start looking for a new partner to balance out his or her own power levels. That's when it's wise for the partner who is not empowered to stop injecting the partner's value into their life and look in the mirror. It's not an easy task to do. I had to do it. It was a hard pill to swallow. But they need to reclaim a feeling of self-worth and remagnetize their partner. Why this is crucial, and the most important lesson to learn is, when you value yourself, so will other people. When you offer what is perceived as value to someone, they will stick around, trust me, and they will be less likely to seek others outside of your marriage. Couples with a balanced overall power keep each other in check. It results in a more stable marriage, and they will only experience some mild hiccups in the relationship dynamic here and there. And that is not enough to motivate infidelity because they're getting their values met. So it's wise to realize that the experience of minor to major betrayals can occur in almost every partnership because people live according to their own highest value, not their partner's. Betrayal occurs when one of the partners project their values and unrealistic expectation onto the other. People want to be loved and appreciated for who they are, not for who they are expected by others to be. So if people value such as monogamous marriage and relationship stability are truly high on the list of one or both partners, then sexual fidelity is more probable, but never guaranteed. Generally, fidelity is a result of both partners respecting each other's highest value, but also mastering the art of fulfilling each other's highest value and communicating in them. That is a really key tool to do, as well as having a more balanced overall power match. It is wise to keep asking yourself, what is it in for your partner to stay with you? What are you offering? I know that sounds so terrible, but you have to be honest to yourself here and really ask yourself, what are you offering? Right? However, a recipe for so-called infidelity occurs when one partner keeps projecting their highest values, unrealistic expectation, or insecure jealousy onto the other partner. To be expecting the other partner to live in their, ideal fantasy world, right? Because we all have them. We make them up in our heads and we have a perspective and a view what we want that relationship to look like, right? And most of the time it is a fantasy world because it's a fantasy to expect one partner to live outside their own highest value and consistently live within their partners. Would you agree? If you rather not play the game of propping up one another's illusion and getting disappointed, devastated, or dumped as a result, and you prefer to get to the heart of love in your relationship, then you must find out what's important to your partner. Don't try to project your ideals onto them. It will never, never work. You will only set yourself up for disappointment and divorce. Empower your life so you are and remain an amazing offer in the market. You have to do that for yourself. Expect them to live according to their own highest values and not yours. Don't be righteous and critical, judge or evaluate them when they are not living according to you, because it's so easy to do that. Don't fall into that trap. If you try to fix or change somebody, they will just give you resistance, and it's a very heartbreaking way to go. But if you honor and thank them for who they are, as they are, you will react, or they will react in the opposite way and give you assistance. It goes both ways. It's a win-win for everyone involved. Remember, every human being wants to be loved and appreciated for who they are, no matter what they have done or not done. They're worthy of love. We all are. Partners will be more open and upfront to you when they perceive that doing so will be more advantage to their highest value, right? And they will be more closed and possibly deceitful when they must deal with their partner's critical or emotional reactions. If people have a wound from the past or a series of wounds in the present moment, they're going to protect themselves from those wounds and despair what they are looking for in variety of people, so they have the freedom to not be told what to do. By not having to slave over somebody, not have to minimize themselves, not have to sacrifice things, not to have to be restrained, and not to have be doing something that they don't want to do. They have unconsciously created a mechanism to protect themselves from the wounds of the past. And so they say they want a partner in life, but deep inside, they have an unconscious motive to protect themselves from the wounds. And that is the reality. Unless they clear those wounds and find out how Every one of those issues they have had in the past relationship have served them. They will not find the right person and have a fulfilling relationship. It's a sad story, but that is true. Once I have cleared those wounds in people, they attract a magnificent relationship into their lives within 2 to 3 weeks. I have seen it repeatedly once they clear out their wounds. Using the Ananka method, I help partners to balance their emotions and they become more objective instead of being driven by emotional extremes. Remember, when you're dating the general many, you can often seek that special one. And when you're with that one, you can be vulnerable to wonder about the many. This law of the one and the many rules all relationships. Are you struggling with feelings of unworthiness, not being good enough, or feeling like your voice doesn't matter? Please don't abandon yourself by destructive, addictive behaviors like drugs, alcohol, overeating, overthinking, overworking, or any other unhealthy cycles. It's easy to think and tell others, look, my life is great, it's perfect, or I have it all together. I hear that all the time. But we all know, did you let your inner light switch to be turned off? Well, it's time to turn it all the way on. Give yourself the permission to unleash the person you want to be. Working with me, I will walk with you, and you will get powerful tools, strategies, and wisdom of lifestyle design to overcome your challenges and initiate the important breakthroughs in your own life. It's a long road to take, but it's worth it. Together, we can make a greater community filled with love, support, and connection. Visit my website, Ananka Wellness. Use my podcast, AA, and I will give you the first session for $100. If you have any other questions while listening, please subscribe, leave your comments, and you will receive answers to your specific questions and guidance tailored for your life. Please hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And if you love it, please give me a review that will allow me to impact people worldwide. Thank you for listening. Love always, Anna.